So a couple notes on medieval drumming in battle and how, as a war camp attendant or as someone taking our classes on infantry drills, this is kind of how you're going to have to follow the drum beat, okay, and how kind of the drums work. First off, the officer is going to give a command, and you are not going to act on that command until the drummer drums you in to that command. For instance, the officer could be behind me hollering, "Prepare to march." You don't just then march. It's not like in modern drill where you have "company march" and you execute the command on the second word. Instead, the whole command is said by the officers, received by the ensign and the troops. You should listen to the officers. The officers will shout directly to the troops as well as to the ensign. The ensign or the drummer will drum that in now. So, prepare to march. And now we start. So actually the drummer will set this click means pay attention, listen, prepare for the next order. I am starting this next order now. And the tempo he sets by. He could do it as slow or as fast as he wants. And this should be the end of that 4 count, right? It could have a gap, you go. If you want, you basically need a 4 count between those 2 beats for it to matter. If certain commands, like movement commands, will naturally have that because you need people to be moving on the same foot, right? If I'm walking, each time my left foot hits the ground is a beat, right? That's a pretty simple marching pattern and not too hard. But that way, when every beat, everyone's left foot is on the ground, that allows you to easily pivot and maneuver the entire rank if you're following that step. The other thing is if it's not a footwork related order and it needs to be done immediately, executed, then you can break the tempo. You can not necessarily break the tempo. You can make a very significant difference in the tempo and basically alert everyone to something different, right? So we're marching along, and I say, "Charge your pikes." That crack means pay attention. One big strike means your action is done, right? Because charging your pike is basically present your pike in forward presence to the enemy. And likewise, if I say charge, I don't need a preparatory command. I don't need to pay attention because charge is charge. You go. And the drummer may play something a lot more vibrant, a lot louder, changing the tempo to tell everybody that no, yes, it's time to charge. Whatever kind of drum roll or beat they want to do. Throughout the marching order, there will typically be a constant drum. But whatever that drum beat is kind of up to the individual, up to what they want to play with, up to the tempo of the group. The drummer will control the tempo of the group, and the captain will control the orders. Okay? So, very simple, very basic stuff. But the hard part is going to be for us is to remember, as opposed to modern drill, you're not listening to the captain to execute the order. You're listening to the captain to find out the order. In other words, the captain's entire words, everything he says, is your preparatory command, and the drum is your execution command, right? So pretty close, and it should flow naturally, but we'll make a lot of mistakes because it's different than what we're used to. But we'll play with that on Sunday and throughout this next month, especially at the work camp training. All right, thanks.